Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Jafar Show. Welcome to my favorite part of this conflict. We're talking about Russia and Ukraine. Finally, we're going to be talking about solutions. Oh, yeah. Stay with us. Thank you for joining us. Now we're going to talk about solutions, what's going on in Russia, Ukraine. First major thing that happened was the election of President Trump in 2025. When that happened, he met with Putin in Jeddah with no Europe, no Ukraine. And he met with Putin again in Alaska. No Europe, no Ukraine. He met with Zelensky, of course, again in the Oval Office. First time, it was quite a meeting, as you have seen. He was really aggressive as far as Zelensky, and I'll say Zelensky was also aggressive toward us because he was trying almost to tell us, oh, guess what? The Russian, there could be a threat to you too. No, they're not a threat to us. Like Mr. Trump was saying, there's a whole ocean between us. I understand if you want to tell me about the Alaska, still our army is way stronger. There is no debate about that. We know how much we put in our budget. It's not something I'm proud of as far as how much we put in the budget, but I'm very proud that we have a strong army because we do need it in this world. We do need to be strong. Otherwise, we can suffer the repercussions of what other countries are suffering right now that are not strong. So thank God we are the strongest country on earth. But that's also what brings us the responsibility part. So going back to our subject, ladies and gentlemen, what are the consequences of what happened? Well, Mr. Trump met with Putin. He met with Zelensky. He's trying basically to negotiate the rare minerals that we can get from Ukraine. What's the deal we can do about it? Why? Because when he came to power, Mr. Trump, he found out that we were giving weapons to Ukraine for free. Ladies and gentlemen, I have my critiques about Mr. Trump, but I also love him when he does things like this. No more free weapons. Mr. Trump, he did really good things, just so you know, guys, as far here in the U.S., when we're talking about immigration, oh my gosh. And I'm not talking about how they are rounding up people in ISIS and all that. No, I'm talking about how they close the borders. Finally, we still need to work on a lot of things, but he has his positives and he has his negatives. This is one of the positives as far as Ukraine. He said, we're no longer going to give free weapons. Now, if you want the weapons, guess what you're going to do? You're going to have to buy them through Europe. Yep, because apparently your rare minerals are not there. We didn't exploit them there. They're not even there yet. We don't know if we're going to get paid or not. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to sell them to Europe, and then you're going to buy them from Europe. But we are getting paid. I agree with you, Mr. Trump. Let's make America first when it comes to that. Because it doesn't make sense to give free weapons just like that. And if it was up to me, don't give anything at all. This war shouldn't even start. But I'm really proud of Ukrainians, how they were able to stop that invasion. Because I understand that for Ukrainians, this is a survival fight. This is like, hey, it's either we fight or there will be no more Ukraine. And that's what they don't want. They want to have independence. If you think about why is Ukraine taking this stand? They're saying, hey, we are a sovereign nation. We have the freedom to join NATO or not NATO. Poland joined NATO. Everybody around us joined NATO. Why can't we join NATO? Unfortunately, Ukrainians, you have been a victim of what's going on between the US and Russia. And you've been sandwiched in the middle. But that's why I want you to pay attention to that. Don't fall for it. And I understand that you are fighting for your existence. But what I say to my dear Ukrainians, enough. Yes, you have lost that Southeast, but that's fine. The Southeast is Russian-speaking area anyway. And there were separatist area there anyway. I totally understand. And I understand you're going to tell me, but there's a lot of savagery that, hey, when they came to Kiev, when they left, they burned some villages there, left a lot of destruction that doesn't show that the country is coming to liberate, but somebody who's coming to burn and destroy. I got you, dear Ukrainians, but right now, let's focus on peace. Let's focus how we can stop the war. Territory is not that important right now. What's important is to stop the killing. What's important is those soldier mothers can go to sleep at night peacefully. Every time that there is a meeting about peace with Zelensky and Trump or with Putin and Trump, the first thing that I'm thinking about is, please, God, let these mothers of soldiers sleep good tonight. At least they will feel like, hey, maybe there may be some peace going on for my children. Maybe tonight they're not going to die. Maybe tonight there will be no more fighting. Those are the ones who really feel the effects of the war. So this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Trump want to get paid. Europe is paying. But my question to you, dear Ukrainians, how long is Europe going to be paying? Because that's going to expire too. And from what we see, Russia is using ships all around the world to sell their oil. So they're still getting their economy going on. They have way more people than you do. You're not going to last for too long, dear Ukrainians. And that's why Mr. Putin is saying either we're going to sign the end of the war or not. Ukrainians are saying, oh, let's sign a ceasefire because we want to get our land back and we want security from the West telling us that this is not going to happen again. The Russian side, they're saying, we want annexation, recognition for all the Southeast, those 4 republics and Crimea. That's going to be added to Russia, annexed, and you need to recognize it. Also, Russia wants Ukraine to be disarmed. Also, Russia wants Ukraine to change the government. If you think about it, it's none of your business, Russia. If they change the government, it should be free election. But what Russia is saying is, look at the corruption that's been going on in Ukraine. And I agree. If you look at the corruption, I believe they broke the record in year 2000 or something like that. Corruption is known going on in Ukraine, but still, Ukrainians are free people. It's a free country. They deserve to do their free elections. Nobody can tell them who's going to be the president. They are free. They don't want a pro-Russian president, then that's fine. They don't want a pro-Russian president. So that's why I'm telling you, dear Ukrainians, just accept the deal. Say yes. Accept whatever Mr. Putin says right now, because you are in the losing part. There are people dying from both sides, yes, but you cannot hang that long because right now you're hanging on a thread. You're hanging on what Europe is giving you because you've been giving them promises. We're going to give you minerals. We're going to give you. And because Europe is worrying that Russia may even get closer to them. When you hear even the French President Macron saying they may go to Germany, then we'll be next. I mean, seriously. When you listen to Mr. Vladimir Putin, he's saying, I don't want to go anywhere. No, I just want peace and I just want to join the NATO and I don't want to invade anybody and I don't want any genocides. And ladies and gentlemen, when you hear our analysts, for example, Scott Rader, Danielle Davis, Professor John Mersheimer from University of Chicago, Professor Jeffrey Sachs from University of Columbia, they all say, just stop the war. But also, most of these analysts, I mean, they sound like they almost worship Russia. No, it's not like that. I understand that you guys are trying to get us closer. I understand. But still, we are Americans. Mr. Scott Rader, he got raided by the FBI just because he's saying, hey, we shouldn't be in war with Russia. We shouldn't be giving our weapons to Ukraine. We should stop the war. And why not? We should stop the war. He was a member of the committee that went to Iraq to investigate and inspect the mass weapons of destruction. Many people, many ex-military here, ladies and gentlemen, do mention that Russia is not really the enemy if we can just take them as friends. Why not? Russia, they just want to feel that they're safe too. I mean, when you think about the goal of the NATO is to guarantee the security and freedom of its members through political or military means. Why not? The whole world should be part of NATO. That way nobody can fight anybody. So this is where we are, ladies and gentlemen. My advice is please, Mr. Putin, enough. You're strong. We know you have the biggest arsenal of nuclear weapons. Nobody can get to you. We know that. And if you do have the intentions not to go for Europe, then mention it. Be clear about it. Not like your speech in February 2022 when you said that the fall of Soviet Union was a geopolitical catastrophe. That's how the West gets scared after that. Then they're like, okay, well, guess what? He tried to invade Georgia in 2008, which you say that they were doing genocide and you were just going to help. Understand? Then they said the West is saying, well, guess what? You went also invaded south of Ukraine, and you're saying because they were committing genocide, so you are trying to help those Russian-speaking population. You see how it goes always, ladies and gentlemen? Why are we having this kind of wars, unnecessary wars? Those are all people that are like so close to each other, so similar again, same culture almost. Even the language, there's Ukrainian language and there is Russian language, and there is a language that's in between. It speaks almost half of this and half of that. Can you believe it, ladies and gentlemen? This is how close they are to each other. So please, Ukrainians, Russians, enough is enough. Remember, we talked about it with Palestine and Israel, and hopefully it is happening. Let's keep our fingers crossed. The same for you. Please, enough is enough. Enough dead people, enough tragedies, enough mothers not going to sleep at night. That's it. Let's get together now. Let's invest with each other. Let's, all this military budget that going all around the world, honestly, why can't we invest it in healthcare and education, in making our streets look better? We have some better street lights. We have better playgrounds for the kids, better hospitals, better schools. Why can't we think that way? Please, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to leave you today with this beautiful note that hopefully everybody can get peace in that area again, just like Palestine and Israel. Hopefully they're going to get peace. We're going to pray for Russia and Ukraine. Hopefully you guys can get peace as well. No more war. And hopefully everybody can get along, because we all know that at the end, everybody just want to do what, ladies and gentlemen? Eat ice cream and take your children to school peacefully. Thank you guys for joining us.